Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Refreshing and goes down smooth. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
Eat Lux your way with the Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the classic $5 box, the indulgent $7 box, and a whole new obsession in the $9 box, the Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Burrito. Try the Lux Cravings boxes at Taco Bell today.
The biggest contest we've ever seen.
Seriously, what's the guarantee?
They're still talking about it.
I think it's time to put the rumors to rest.
Showtime!
$30 million.
$30 million?
$30 million? $30 million?
That's $30 million guaranteed. 3 contests, multiple ways to win, no rate. Entry starting at $1,000. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere.
Hey, Riley, how many touchdowns you kick last year?
You can't kick a touchdown, Hank.
Well, maybe you can't. I need a kicker for Lithia Ford's fall kickoff sale.
I mean, I caught a touchdown.
That's cool. Who kicked it to you?
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
How's your day going?
Going good. Thank you. Yes.
When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust rowpaint.com to get that job done right.
Hey, Riley, the most important position on a football team. No.
Well, it's a team sport, Hank.
Wrong. No, it's kicker. Why do you think they call it football? Why do you think Lithia Ford is having a fall kickoff sale? Tell you what, they're not having a fall tight end sale.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Bronco Nation News Live is the only daily show that talks nothing but Boise State sports. And we do it with you. Give us your comments or questions in the ICCU YouTube chat. Or leave us a voicemail on the Signature Roofing voice inbox at speakpipe.com/BNN. BNN broadcasts come from the Sun Cruiser Studios. Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. It's refreshingly smooth and easy to drink. Crack open a Sun Cruiser and let the good times cruise. Bronco Nation News is presented by our title sponsor, Lithia Ford of Boise, and our major sponsors, Taco Bell, Idaho Central Credit Union, RoadPaint.com, and the Blue and Orange Store. At Lithia Ford of Boise, we're proud to stand with Boise State athletics. Through our NIL marketing partnerships, we're investing in the future of student athletes. Lithia Ford of Boise, here to get you there, wherever that may be. Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho. Broadcasting from the Sun Cruiser Studios, here's BJ Rains with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
I did that to protect you, Brad, because we were live and I muted it, and then it backfired on myself. So, what's up? Wednesday, August 19th. What's up, Bronco Nation? Welcome to a live edition of Bronco Nation News Live here at BroncoNationNews.com. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on X. So make sure you are following and subscribing and liking us on the various channels. And don't forget about that 60% offer at BroncoNationNews.com right now. Our lowest offer, $4.67 a month. If you want to jump on board and get all of our recruiting coverage and our coverage of the Broncos fall camp. And then on the road in Eugene, home games as well. So jump on board, check us out, see what we got at BroncoNationNews.com, and then click that join VIP button, $4.67 a month. So we got Brad Bedell. We're switching it up today. Brad, I got you on a Wednesday. Appreciate you for switching your schedule around, making it work today. We got some football to talk about. We got a settlement with the Pac-12 Mountain West to talk about. We got a new logo at midfield that some folks are in a unhappy about. Progressive, the new sponsor right there at midfield as well. So we got some a bunch of topics to talk about, and I figured Brad Bedell was the perfect one to put us in our place and give us the 411 here. How we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I got my Circa Survivor hat on today. I have a little special guest joining us later in the show that you don't know about, but we're a week and 2 days from going down to Las Vegas, Brad, I'm going down a week from today. You're coming down a week and 2 days for the Circa contest weekend. Always a good sign. I believe you're bringing your wife. My wife's coming. We got Rid's wife. We got Nathan Carroll and his wife. We got all kinds of folks coming down. I think this will be the biggest crew we've ever had, Brad, for the contest weekend. So my bill at Barry's, I'm worried about it, but we're gonna have a good time.
We'll be all right.
Yeah,
we're gonna win all that money on the table, so you'll be fine.
Nothing better than like 4 a.m. seeing Brad Bedell splitting face cards and nearly getting in brawls there on the Circa lobby.
Yeah, and it's great people watching. Longest bar in Las Vegas.
If anyone's interested, the last second, you can still join us next week. We can get you half off your room at Circa. We can get you a free room at the D if you want to come down and sign up for the Circa Survivor Football Contest. And we'll get to a little bit more information on that a little later in the show. But Brad, where do you want to start? Because folks are a little, the logo at midfield has folks upset. You got the fact that Gloria Navarez is going to have to write a check to Boise State. Let's start with that one because I did confirm I don't know the exact numbers, Brad, but the settlement was $49 million. Now, Washington State and Oregon State are going to have to pay a little more in terms of the actual Pac-12 conference, but the individual schools and their deal with their exit fees that they were going to have to pay, they settled for $49 million. That number, the actual agreement, the $49 million is in writing. You can go to social media and see that. I retweeted, I think it was a Sports Business Journal or somebody. I apologize for getting the wrong company there if I did, but the actual document can be seen online through the records requests and things, and you can see that it's $49 million. And by the way, it's Sportico, so I apologize. Sportico, we give them the credit there, the deserve for getting the document. $49 million from Sportico. And the funny part about this, maybe the ironic part, Brad, is that some other documents show that roughly $16 million was actually withheld the last 2 years. So Boise State made that big run in 2024 to the college football playoff, earned all this extra money, and then they said they were leaving the conference. So the conference said, okay, we're just going to hang on to that money and count it as part of the exit fee. You're going to have to pay us back. And now through the litigation and the settlement, again, we don't know the exact numbers, but if you look at some of the numbers on paper, basically they kept $16 million, roughly somewhere in that range, I believe. And now Boise State only owes 9 point something. So I know Boise State in the end still paid them money, but I do think there's a little bit of smile on Jeremiah Dickey's face probably, and some of these folks that Gloria Navarez is going to have to write a $6 million check and sign her name at the bottom of that and send it to Boise State as they're headed off to greener pastures in the Pac-12.
Yeah, don't get writer's cramp. Whatever you do. Imagine if you really look at that, it's like walking down the street and next thing you know, you find $100 that you didn't even know. Now they budgeted for something, it comes out with more money. Now that's just going to add, and it just helps the overall bottom line, right? And I know there's in the media 18 million in deficit or whatever it is. Well,
Which is partly because of that, all that money that got withheld, and now they're getting 6-7 million of it back.
But 90, I would say 92% of athletic departments run in the red. Texas A&M, I think Georgia runs in the red. So it's not an issue. That's not an issue. Now they get all this money back. You can help pay that down. Mr. Dickey can do whatever he wants with that money. It's not my business. But I know this: if all of a sudden you come back thinking, "Oh man, we're in this situation," nope, we're going to cut you a check for $9 million. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. And so I think it just helps. It also, you have to give the Boise State, whoever did the litigation did a great job. And the other thing is I like the fact that joining this conference, they weren't being held hostage, and they fought. And they fought for the universities. They fought for the conference. They fought for the future of the conference. And that's just good footing and good business. And now it's done. Now we have our conference. How are we going to grow this conference? How are we going to make this a true Power 5 elite conference? Now that's the next step. So I think this was a big hurdle to get over. And I think it was probably very worrisome. And now that it's over, they did a great job and get to move on and not worry about that aspect of it. Now, how can we build this conference to make it an elite conference towards the future?
I always love, Brad, on a free show on YouTube when people like to complain, but we do have two folks saying that you are muffled. Believe it or not, folks, Brad actually has a day job. We don't pay him enough for a once-a-week appearance on Bronco Nation News to be able to have that be his full-time day job, and he is actually giving up time for his other job in his other job's office, which is why he's I guess the background has it blurred in the background, but if you can hear him at all, it's better than not having him on at all. So let's just do it.
I'm sorry about that.
Sounds fine, but
I'll figure it out.
It sounds good enough for today. It's fine.
Yeah, it's a new job. So I'm in a new office, and I'll make a change here in a minute. Hopefully that'll work.
It sounds fine. I can hear you good enough. It's not. It's people just want to complain about anything.
But no, I took off to be.
You have a different setup than usual, but it's not that bad. It's fine. We can make it work for today.
I'll get it worked out better.
I just think. See, here's all right, Kip. Brad sounds fine. He's busy. Any time with Brad is special.
Thank you, Kip. I like you.
I just think, Brad, I know they kept the money, and I know Boise State's still paying him, and I think Boise State all along expect to get some of it back. I just think the actual visual of, and I don't know if she actually signs it herself or somebody in the conference, whatever, but somebody in the Mountain West Conference writing a check for $6-7 million and mailing it to Boise State at the same time they're off into a new conference, I just think is awesome.
And a 3-time champion. and you know what?
Keep those 3 trophies, and also here's $6 million. Also,
yeah, and we're going to keep the trophies too. And you're welcome for us getting into the playoff to help the rest of your conference get
exactly.
I mean, so I think I don't know. If I could get those guys in the room, I was wondering if that came as like, wait a minute, Boise State's the premier team in this conference. We went to the playoff. And now you want to hurt us even further when we made you guys more money than you could ever dream of, from Fiesta Bowls to playoff appearance to all the rest of it. So shut up, write the check, and we're all moving on.
And it ended up being less than half, I believe, of what everybody expected. The expected number of what the whole settlement would have been, and everybody knew it would get lawyered down. And I guess that the Mountain West stood pretty adamant in what they wanted from these schools, and then in the end they settled for way less. So I guess from that standpoint you can call it a win for the Pac-12. Now the other news yesterday, or that it came out recently with money related, is the new deal with Progressive. And here's the look of the field now, Brad Bedell. Some of these logos, this was all done, by the way, because of the new rule that went through for this year, Brad, in the offseason, where you can now have on-field logos. In the past, you were not allowed to do that. Now, if you had the stadium, Albertsons obviously got around that because it was the name of the stadium, and you can put their logo and have that there. But just actual advertising on the field has never been allowed until this year. So schools are starting to do that. But if you notice with the Pac-12 logos, obviously you can put your stadium logo in different spot. But Boise State years ago made the deal with the Albertson Stadium. That's where they were going to put their logo. So there wasn't a whole lot of spots left to put the Progressive logo. Instead of, some fans are don't love that it's at midfield. They wished it was over where the Albertson Stadium part was, or over on the third. But I think if you put it at the 25-yard line on each side, that would have looked a little weird with like 3 things right there. The Progressive logo, I actually think it's fairly small, all things considered. But what do you make of the iconic blue, the iconic Boise State midfield logo there, now with Progressive Insurance logo right below it?
Well, I don't have a problem with it. Welcome to the new age of college football. Guys, this has to happen. And this is where the traditionalists are going to start having issues. I'm a traditionalist at heart with rivalries like the Rose Bowl, things like that, right? But you can't do 2 things. Like the way it's costing and how much it's costing to run an athletic department now with NIL given $23 million and everything else, you have to get into this, right? It doesn't make sense not to. And traditionalists, I get it. It's the blue. It's tradition. We don't do this. Well, welcome to the new age of college football where this type of thing needs to happen to support the athletic department as a whole. Not just football, but the athletic department. I don't know how much Progressive is paying for that, nor do I have any business to know that. But I do know this. Don't complain about an $18 million deficit and then all of a sudden complain that we put Progressive on the field and now Progressive's cutting this amount of money that's going to help the kids in the athletic department further NIL, which in tune is going to get better recruits, put better products on the courts or the fields. So you can't have both. Today's college football, you can't have both. So if you really wanted it, find how much they paid for it. If you got enough money, talk to Mr. Dickey, go more in Progressive and put your name on the field. I don't care, but it has to go. The other thing is this. If you put out, and they tweeted it out yesterday, the teams that came in on this, I think it's Oregon. There's quite a few teams, but they're elite teams. And it also shows the respect that Boise State has in the college football landscape. Okay, the Progressives didn't do this with 900 teams. They did it with some top-tier football programs.
I'll listen for you real quick here, Brad. You have Purdue, SMU, Colorado, Syracuse, but then you have Georgia, Iowa, Texas Tech, Kansas State, USC, Ole Miss, Wake Forest, and Oregon. The only non-power school on there, Boise State.
Correct. So that just shows the respect that Boise State carries in the athletic departments. It's just, you can't have it both. I like it. It could have been worse. I mean, it could be Fuzzy's Tacos. I mean, I just don't. That's just a complaint. I mean, it's an insurance company.
A shot out of left field for Fuzzy's Taco. Come on.
I don't know. It just popped into my head. I was going to say something else, but I'm glad I didn't. It's too early in the morning. But that's the way it is. So stop complaining. It's just you can't. If whatever's going to help the athletic department in the future, you have to make the best decisions for the athletic department. And that, in my opinion, is a smart decision. I like the fact that it's not gigantic. It's not taking away from the logo. It's not taking away from Albertson Stadium to a certain degree, right? I mean, that doesn't bother me.
And it's white, and it like kind of fits. Like you see some of this new Big 12 deal. I don't know if you've seen it all, Brad, where the Big 12 sold a Monster Energy sponsorship with their logo. So literally next to now basically part of the Big 12 logo is the Monster Energy logo, and that's on all uniforms, all courts, all fields. And it looks absolutely awful on the color scheme on some of these. I mean, it could have been way worse than a small Progressive there in white underneath the logo.
There's no doubt. It could have been really bad, like really bad.
And that's why I think the jersey sponsorship, they're being very careful with, because I don't think they want that. Like you look at like some of these baseball logos, like Major League Baseball now has sponsorship logos, and like you've got the Kansas City Royals, who are blue and gold, and they've got Quick Trip, a gas station, like in red on the corner of their and then the Atlanta Braves, they have dark colors, red, navy blue, red. They've got is it Love's Truck Stop, I think, and it's like yellow on the side of there. Like some of these just look horrible. And I think Jeremiah Dickey, and I could be wrong when it comes out, but I think they're wanting to find one that color scheme wise and just fit doesn't look like an abomination on the jersey.
Right. I mean, money is gonna start running a lot, right? And it's not money in a bad way. I think of it this way: if it can benefit the student athlete, get money in the pocket the right way, why not do it? Because you're just helping the student athlete. You're helping the athletic program. It's just it makes sense to me just in this landscape, and I think it's going to grow and get more popular. It's just the way it is.
Bronco 130 says, I think it says the Broncos are progressive. Don't mind it at all.
I'm not getting into
that. They're mad that I took a shot at the great Love's truck stop. No, I love Love's. I just don't love the logo on an Atlanta Braves jersey that has no matching colors or anything. But Brad, I mean, I think we've like the iconic, New York when it came to baseball, they were one of the first ones to do it. The iconic New York Yankees, logo or jersey, all of a sudden having a sponsor on it. Then we see it going to other sports. What's in the college thing with sports with logos on the court, logos on the, unfortunately, like you said, it's just the way of the times and it's the way things going. And 10 years from now, it'll probably just feel normal and we won't say anything about it. But it is a change. But I think it's a change that people are going to get used to because they're going to find every single way. It's going to get even worse, I'm sure, before it gets better in terms of where people are putting logos and stuff. But it's just revenue streams for schools and universities that need it right now.
There's no doubt. And it's only going to help you. So that's all. That's all I'm going to say. I think whatever can help student athlete, I'm behind.
All right, so progressive is now, and by the way, this also includes, Brad, some in-stadium. They'll be on the video boards. There'll be progressive stuff in the stadium as well. The big thing is obviously on the court or on the field at midfield. There are some other smaller aspects of this where they'll have some signage in the stadium and be a part of that. And yeah, when they have Oregon also, I'm sure on that season opener, we'll get 4 or 5 progressive commercials in the first game of the season, as somebody pointed out, with them having them and Oregon. But I think Progressive's a solid company, and they could have done way worse when it's all said and done. We'll wait and find out the financials. They're probably not getting, Brad, the same amount of money as an Oregon is getting, or an Auburn, or whoever else is involved in this. But I'm sure it was a big enough deal. And as Boise State also getting, for a company like you said, Progressive, to want to pick 13 schools, and maybe they were saying, okay, let's make sure we have every TV network covered. We don't know the exact reason why they chose Boise State, but to latch your name onto that group could lead to future deals, down the road.
No doubt. The other thing is it could be State Farm, and now you've got to look at Fresno puke red on the blue. I'd rather just black that out and just go, nope, we can't do that. We're not putting that Fresno red on the blue. So it could get worse.
Yeah. Why would a corporation want to put a logo patch on a uniform that blends in? Isn't the purpose of advertising to stand out? Come on, BJ. Yes, for the Quick Trip and the Loves, I'm sure they love having the opposite color. I'm sure State Farm would love to have a red logo on the blue field. But for the university and the jersey and the school themselves, I would think they would want something that blends in a little better.
Yeah, but it's contrasting, right? On the jersey, it'll be white on the blue. It'll be blue on the white. It's not. As long as they come together and they're comfortable with it and they're paying the money, move on. It's awesome.
By the way, the total settlement, Las Vegas Review-Journal is reporting it as $69 million, so it is about half of the 140. 49 is from the 5 departing schools, and I think it is about $20 million, Brad, that the Pac-12 conference and in the separate lawsuit that was kind of combined ended up having to pay separately was about $20 million. So still ends up being about less than half. Overall, Brad, to lose the 9 or 10 million, as we go back to that one final thing, then we'll talk a little football. But do you think it was worth? We don't know the financials. We don't know any of the budgets and deficits, and we don't know anything about all that. So maybe it's unfair to say, but overall, to pay $9 or $10 million, I still think, and I shouldn't say long term because in 5 years, who knows if it's all going to get blown up again. But for the next 3, 4, 5 years, obviously this was the right move for Boise State to move into the Pac-12 conference.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good. It's name recognition. Everything's good. They did a good job of it. Now, like I said, in 5 years, this conference has got to grow and get bigger, and it needs bigger schools. It doesn't need Rice. It doesn't need that type of thing. I'd like to keep it more on the West Coast. I'm a traditionalist. I'd like the Pac-12 to stay on the West Coast, but it's not going to happen. It just can't. So we'll see what happens.
I still want to. Memphis is still a team for me.
I know.
I mean, UNLV, I still think people take their shots at UNLV, whatever, but because it's Las Vegas, because it's West Coast, Allegiant Stadium, I still think UNLV makes some sense, and I think Josh Pastner is going to get the basketball program around there turned around, and they just have a brand. UNLV does. I know you probably think differently. Because of the regionalism of it, I still think UNLV. You could do a lot worse than UNLV. You're talking Rice and some of these schools. I think if you could find a way. And that's another whole part of this, Brad, is UNLV and Air Force, but UNLV in particular was promised a lot of money to stay. And a lot of that money was supposed to come from these exit fees. And I haven't seen a lot of talk from that, but I do wonder if anything happens there with the money being significantly less. Because remember, they were like $22 million in debt themselves, and they took a payment of like $22 million to stay. And if that payment ends up being less, can that get them out of their deal? I think there's some other sides of that if UNLV could become available at some point. But I would take a UNLV. I would take a Memphis. I don't know if I want to go Memphis, South Florida package deal and go all the way into Florida. I don't know. South Florida, I think next year's coming to Boise, actually, or the year after, for a non-conference game, ironically. But overall, I agree with you because you have this whole flex. I was on Sirius XM College yesterday. They interviewed me for a radio show and talking about that flex game at the end of the season. I mean, it's cool this year, but I don't know long-term if you can stay with 8. You got to find somebody else.
We've got to find something else. I'm open to UNLV because Boise State leads the Mountain West. Now they want to run their mouth after getting the crap kicked out of them for the past 3 years. So Boise State leaves. Now all of a sudden UNLV wants to run their mouth when they couldn't win anything versus Boise. So they can suck it.
Oh, the great Brad Bedell, unfiltered on a Wednesday morning here on Bronco Nation News. We're in the Sun Cruiser studios. Pick up a Sun Cruiser, lemonade, vodka, iced teas, great flavors. And, of course, as always, our title sponsor is Lithia Ford of Boise. Check them out online at lithiafordboise.com. All right, let's get Brad's thoughts on a couple of things going on at fall camp in a minute here. But Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. We appreciate them, sponsor of our YouTube chat here. Keep those comments, questions coming in the ICCU YouTube chat. Branch pretty much on every corner, but the easiest, that mobile eBranch online banking right there in your smartphone, folks. So easy to use, and they've got so many great options right now with the checking accounts, the savings accounts, all the various benefits, including like cell phone protection and all kinds of great stuff. So check them out, ICCU.com. Hey, our friends at Taco Bell, TacoBellWorks.com, the S1 Management Group, the Nicolason family, TacoBellWorks.com. Check them out. The new Cantina line, the Crunchy Chicken Cantina Tacos, their award-winning breakfast. They just gave $1 million to Boise State, folks. Return the favor. TacoBellWorks.com. Matt Bauscher, Bauscher Real Estate, #1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. Check them out, BauscherRealEstate.com. They can help you buy or sell your home. The best in the business, folks. BauscherRealEstate.com. Ridley's Family Markets, shop Ridley's.com. 13 locations in the state of Idaho, many more in the surrounding states. Check them out. You want that hometown family feel when you walk into a grocery store, a locally owned ownership group here in the Treasure Valley. That's Ridley's Family Markets, shop Ridley's.com. And, of course, RowPaint.com, all your painting needs. Andy Rowe and Company, RowPaint.com. And whether it's interior, exterior painting, those concrete coatings, they got you covered, folks. Check them out online at RowPaint.com. Another little piece of news yesterday, Brad. We got the official announcement. We made it part of it on our show yesterday that the Jacksons trading cards are back for year 5. Year 5 of the Jacksons trading cards. Boise State was the first school in the country. Don't forget this. We talk about progressive and Boise State doing stuff and being the leader in a lot of this space, NIL and things. The first school to have trading cards was Boise State, and they've continued it every year. A lot of other schools have joined in using the same company on it that's based here, I believe, in the Treasure Valley. But, the cards, and I'll tell you what, the ones they put out yesterday, and maybe while you're talking, I'll run and get a couple packs here. But they look like real – the first year, Brad, they were like kind of putting it together. Right now, they look like real trading cards. They look like cards you would open up in a real pack. They are very cool-looking trading cards. They've got hologram cards. I just wish they had this going when Brad Bedell was here, so my kid could have got an autographed Brad Bedell card. If they have coaches in there.
Yeah, and you'd have to pay them to trade it in.
I was gonna say maybe on this show I shouldn't say what folks would do with a Brad Bedell autographs card, but
I'll give you one thing. It's in the same sense as Charmin.
But the cards are back, and Dylan Riley and our man Cam Bates are going to be the two, spokesmen this year for this, Brad. You can get the trading cards at Jackson's. The packs are out for 2026. They'll be available starting on Monday, but they've got the autographed cards. And like I said, this is by far the coolest designed cards. I would say they look like legit trading cards this year. Really cool. They showed them to us yesterday. We talked to Cam Bates. We talked to Dylan Riley yesterday. Those interviews are up on BroncoNationNews.com. But what do you make of this, Brad? Just year 5 of the trading cards and all these players getting some NIL money from Jackson's for doing this and from Boise State, and they get money from the cards, and Cam Bates and Dylan Riley get to be in some commercials and billboards and things that are going to play here soon. But continue to be a pretty cool deal, and congratulations to Cam and Dylan. But Jackson's one of our great sponsors here at BNN, selling these cards, and it's a pretty cool deal for these student athletes.
It's a great deal. I mean, the other thing, it's connection, right? It's just another way where Jackson's can, an extra mile, they can help connect these players to the community. And I think this is a fantastic idea. I'm glad they're keeping it going, and obviously they've been very popular to put the money back in and make everything better. So I think it's just good for connection to the team. Kids get something. Jackson's is obviously a big part of the Treasure Valley. And so if we can continue to keep this going, it'll just help out the student athlete. And basketball is involved, and it's connection. It's if you can get a connection to the community with the athletes that are playing on the blue or in the court, it's just helping the young man in a connection with the fan base.
Yeah, and they gave us some packs yesterday, so I let my kids each open a pack. But you've got some like Hire Sire Gaines card, kind of with a little hologram on it. Looks pretty cool there. They've got some of these kind of, they call them campus colors edition with some of the players on there. There's a Bowen Phelps right there. This Maddox Madsen, again, has a little glitter to it, a little shimmy. I mean, that looks like a card you'd open up in if you go to a baseball card shop or something.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Do they come with the old horrible bubble gum?
No gum included in these packs, no.
Oh. Remember the old school baseball cards where it was like eating chips and then it magically just came together and you chewed it for 2 seconds and you wanted to spit it out because it gave you cotton mouth?
Yeah. Here's another little Dylan Riley card right here. These are kind of cool cards, and really cool. Folks should go check them out. The packs, I think, are pretty cool too. We'll be passing these out as usual. The Riley and Ridge show, which will be starting up here in a week or two. You can come to the James, and we'll have these for the pregame shows, postgame shows. Brad Bedell. There's not a Brad Bedell card in here, but you might still sign the front of the pack or something if somebody wants, right?
Sure.
All right. Well, we'll make that happen. All right. So cards are out. And again, you can watch the full interviews. Congratulations to Dylan Riley. Congratulations to Cam Bates. And one other announcement they made yesterday. How about this, Brad? Oscar Doyle, the punter, he has announced that he is going to donate $50 to St. Luke's Children's Hospital for every punt that he drops inside the 20-yard line this year. So Oscar Doyle has had some family members, in terms of pediatric cancer and kids cancer that he's been affected with in his family. Oscar Doyle, the punter from Australia, entering his second year here. And he has decided, I believe James Ferguson Reynolds did something similar to this a couple years ago. His mom was, I believe, recovering from breast cancer, and he'd made a donation for that. But Oscar Doyle, St. Luke's Children's Hospital, local kids children's hospital here in town for, helping out with, some kids that are dealing with some tough times right now. $50 for now. You don't want to see the punter very often, so maybe if they convert a fourth down instead of having to punt, we should all put in the donation as well. But Oscar Doyle, pretty cool. I think he had 17 last year that he dropped inside the 50 or inside the 20, excuse me. But $50, and this is another cool deal. College kids using their NIL money and using some money that they get to help give back, and he's hoping fans around the Treasure Valley will match that donation or help as well. But dropping a punt inside the 20 is now going to be more meaningful than just on the football field.
That's awesome. We're talking about, we spend so much time about the kids getting millions and driving Ferraris, but we don't talk enough about the student athlete that's given back too. And I'm sure there's plenty across the country, but for him to do that, that's big time. It just shows the character he has. Hopefully more will come out in the Treasure Valley, that the athletes helping out local communities and charities and things like that.
Cage Casey did one last year for his pancake blocks, was donating back to the rescue mission or the food bank.
Yeah. Like that.
So that was a cool one as well. And now again, Oscar Doyle. You don't want to see too many dropped inside the 20, but we will have donations for that. By the way, this gentleman would like you to sign his beer mug. Him and Kent Riddle, you guys took a picture together years ago on the sidelines, and maybe at the James post-game show or something. Can you sign his beer mug?
Absolutely.
All right, there we go.
I'll even buy him the beer that goes in the mug.
Hey, there we go. All right. Make it a Sun Cruiser. How about that? You can sign the support the sponsors. Brad, all right, what we're approaching, scrimmage 2 on Saturday now. We had scrimmage last Saturday. I know you've been out of practice some. The depth chart changing some. There's a lot of competition on that offensive line. I mean, there's some movement. We talked to Jason Steele the other day, and he was left guard, slated to kind of be the likely starter there. He's been moving over and taking some reps at center. They're trying to find that. I know some of it is just having guys ready to go if somebody goes down, whatever, but they're also trying to find a way to get their best 5 guys on the field. We've seen Rasmussen, a local kid from Milwaukee High School, getting some reps at left guard now when he's at center, and you've got different options there. Right tackle has been some different guys going in there. Matoyer is there, but we've also seen Jacob Tracy, number 66, getting some reps there. The only 2 guys that have pretty much been mainstays are Tyler Etheridge at left tackle and Roger Carrion at right guard. We're seeing a lot of movement at center with Stuart Taialfa going, and like I mentioned, Steele, and then you have some guys competing at right tackle as well. How much of this is real competition, do you think? How much of this is let's have guys ready for injuries? I mean, we are about the midway point here. We're 2.5 weeks away from the game. When do you start really dialing it back in with the group that you're going to go with?
Pretty quick. I think scrimmage 2, you'll probably see it a little bit more. After scrimmage 2, decisions will have to be made because you're approaching Oregon, and so those guys need to work together for 2 weeks. This is what I think happens. I think, and I've mentioned this 1,000 times, and I'll continue to mention it. Coach Keene does a fabulous job mixing in and out, right? Especially with Strauss. So Strauss has fresh eyes. Remember, he's new. And so now with him working in there and they're having conversations, it's like, okay, so where they were mixing and matching people, then that person or that, well, maybe he hasn't played a lot of center and then still goes down and plays center or something like that. It's like, oh boy, here we go. Well, let's keep him at center and let's compete. So through that kind of mixing everything in, they're like, okay, maybe we're onto something here. So let's create this competition. And then it's like, guys, both played well. We're going to grade every practice, and the best man's going to come out of it. And I think that's one of the benefits when you're trying to find that perfect 5, or trying to find, okay, who's going to be my swing guys? And the next thing you know, these 2 just match up together very well, and they're better in the field together. And so that's what's creating the competition to get the best 5 out. And I think after this scrimmage Saturday, you'll see a consistent 5. A consistent 5. You'll see your backups. And then the backups will start switching sides to make sure you find, because when you travel, really you got to find your best 8. Swing tackle, you swing inside, you always carry a backup center. It is a non-conference game, so they can bring more guys. And I'm not sure of the rule in the Pac-12 of how many kids they can travel. So the Mountain West, you had limitations of which you can travel within the conference game, right? I don't know the Pac-12's rule. So that's why when you're at home, you can play everybody. But when you're on the road, if you're only typically you bring 10 offensive line. But sometimes you need to find your top 8 that you feel, or top 9. The 9th is going to be okay. He could do some things for us, but he's limited. We'd like not to play him quite as early. Maybe later in the season we can play him more. But I think that's where they found this competition, and I think it's kind of blossomed into something that was maybe we weren't anticipating coming into fall camp. We thought we were talking about the main guys, right, all the time. And all of a sudden, some guys, and I think it started in the spring because remember some of those offensive linemen were out in the spring, and then the backup got so many reps in the spring and then had a great summer, and now he's having a great camp. That creates competition. If you're not on the field and somebody else is playing your position just as good as you, beat it. You're not as good. Okay, I'm sorry you started. You may have started to play significant snaps last year, but this guy's good. He's going to play. And I think they've done a good job of that. And I think it'll continue, like I said, through Saturday. Then you'll have your starting 5, and then they'll announce. Always the greatest is a first step chart, because you're probably going to see a lot of oars, which is fine.
Anywhere else in terms of the competition that you're looking at in terms of receiver, and they're moving a lot of guys up and down there. The battle for that third running back spot, between 2 power transfers there is kind of interesting. But as we get close to scrimmage 2 here, what are you trying to see? What you think, if you could get a peek at scrimmage 2, where are you still looking in terms of what's left in terms of the competitions and things?
Who's going to be 4, 5, and 6 at the wide receiver spot? I do like where they're at tight end, especially in the 2 tight end sets, as well as the I haven't seen a goal line yet. I don't know a whole lot about the 3rd and 4th tight end. I'm sure 3rd's fine. I don't know about them. Know much about the 4th tight end. D-line depth. I think they're drastic. I think they've improved a lot with the D-line. I think Frank is doing a great job there. But what kind of rotation are we seeing in there? And then I think, to go back to it, I think they have 2 good centers. So that's good. The other one is the linebacker spot, which we kind of were questioning at start of camp. I think the starters are solid. Where is the backup? Right? Like, where is that going to sit? I think they're really good on the edge. I like that Bobo, and I haven't mispronounced it. I'm sorry. Number 91. I like him a lot. Love 5. Obviously, he's going to be a draft pick. The other one is corner. When I went out to practice and what I've seen, corners are in good shape. Who's 3? Who's 4? That's one thing. Because are they going to get into some nickel situations? Who's going to play nickel? That type of thing. Those are the main ones. I think the interior D line's good shape. I think the edges are in good shape. They need to find the right 5. Wide receiver, to me, is you got to find out who 4, 5, and possibly 6 are. Running backs, watching the running backs and watching the practices that I've been and the scrimmages that I've been to, the stable is plenty.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Hey, Piston.com, check them out. Piston Pay, 650-739-8327, Piston.com. If you own a company where you pay for the fuel for your employees, if you have company vehicles or you just pay for their gas, I got a new company you need to use, and they have an app. There's a QR code. You can pay at the pump as well, but it's $1 off per gallon. The first 10 cents per gallon off after that. 100% cardless, advanced security, better savings. Piston.com, the smarter way to fuel your fleet. Check them out, Piston.com. Want to thank a couple other great sponsors, and that includes Sun Cruiser. Check out Sun Cruiser, a real iced tea, a real vodka. You can do that to your local Jackson's or Ridley's Family Markets. Pick up some Sun Cruisers today. Sun Cruiser, let the good times cruise. And, of course, the Blue and Orange Store, blueandorangestore.com. They got those new Nike shoes for Boise State. They have all the various things there. The blueandorangestore.com. Check them out. They have the 14,000 hats on the hat wall there at the location at the mall. They also have the new jerseys. You can get any player on the roster right there in minutes. Just have their jersey made for you, custom, right there at the location at the Allen Noble Hall of Fame. So check them out, the Blue and Orange Store, the blueandorangestore.com. And, of course, our title sponsor is Lithia Ford of Boise. There would be no BNN without Lithia Ford of Boise. LithiaFordBoise.com. Check them out. Whether it's Spencer Danielson, whether it's Jeremiah Dickey, you see Roger Carey on there. Speaking of the offensive line, Jim Sturck was out of practice yesterday. Good to see him. He's taking care of a lot of student athletes, he's coaches, administrators. He's ready to take care of you as well. LithiaFordBoise.com, or check them out there on Fairview Avenue in Boise. All right, Brad, a week from today, I am heading down to Las Vegas. You're going to be coming down in a couple of days where you will be meeting up with your buddy Tom Carroll, our proxy from Vegas, football proxy. And Brad, I know Tom wanted to jump on specifically today when he heard you were hosting to say hello and make sure you're coming back and signing up again with him.
Absolutely.
Good to see you guys.
Good to see you.
How you doing, Tom?
Tom's a lifesaver.
We're doing well. We're doing well. Yeah, I do the best I can, particularly when we have problem clients who forget the deadlines and need a call at the end to make sure they get their picks in. I'm not referencing anyone in particular,
why are you
Brad,
bringing that up with Brad on
or
the screen?
BJ. I'm just saying.
It was 2 years ago when I did it the first time, and because I did Survivor and the other one.
The Millions.
And
Yeah.
The Millions. He texts me and goes, "So are we getting these in, or are you just quitting?"
Wasn't that when you lost week 1 or 2 anyway? So it didn't. I mean, you've been better off just not putting one in.
But I had the Millions, and the Millions travels you all year.
Yeah.
But
18 weeks of entertainment.
That's right. But I'm also glad that you came on because we deal with Tom a lot with the Proxy, and he is the guy you're communicating with and putting your picks in and all that, and he's awesome. So if anybody's out there listening and have any reservations about how does this work or something like that, you're talking to the man that does it, and he is unbelievably awesome.
Yep. VegasFootballProxy.com. Tom Carroll is our proxy. You can reach out to him, 702-767-1634. Check him out at VegasFootballProxy.com. We've told you about this contest a lot, guys, and it's very easy. Tom, I got the hat on here. I got a chance to see you last week. I was down here. Brad, look at these two guys here in the sports book at Circa hanging out. I was able to get officially signed up for the Survivor contest with Tom. It takes like 10 minutes, Brad. I mean, you go down there, you sign up. It's easy. It's quick. And you get the cool hat out of it. But as you said, Brad, it's like everyone thinks, oh, it's illegal or, oh, there's no gambling allowed in Idaho. So how do you do this? Like, this is an actual company that Tom runs, and you go down there and they sign you up. And then there's a new process, Brad, which may be easier for you, maybe harder for you. I don't know. But Tom explained to Brad the new process for making the picks this year.
Yeah, so we're actually going to have a client portal that you'll go to, basically our website, log into your homepage. All your entries will be right there. No more fooling around with the email, with the link to the Google form. So you'll basically select, any entry you want to submit at any time, as long as it's before the deadline. You don't have to do them all at once. You can do them, piecemeal or however you like. Also, the great thing about this portal is if let's say you signed up for a buddy who couldn't make it down, you can assign privileges to that person, to that particular entry, so he can submit his own picks and you don't have to deal with it. And he won't even be able to see, say you've got 4 entries, he won't be able to see 1 through 3. He'll only be able to see entry 4, which is his pick.
Well, the other thing is, on top of the portal, though, there'll also be communication with you, too, just in case people aren't as savvy on a computer.
I lost your volume there.
You there? We got you?
I hear you. Yep.
All right.
I lost you there for a minute. Don't know.
Okay.
I can't hear Brad, though.
I hear you, Brad. I hear you, Brad.
Yeah, I can't hear Brad.
Well, he was talking about how you'll still be there to help remind him if he screws up the picks.
Exactly. And
Or
we're going
ask
to put
him
in picks through the phone app, so it'll be a little more efficient on our end as well.
Okay.
I got the official form here, though, Brad. We got it filled out. We're officially in. We're going to go back next week and fill out some more. But Tom, give us another quick reminder of the payouts and just reasons why folks should sign up for this contest, and then why they should go with Vegas Football Proxy as their proxy service.
So pretty much the Circa Survivor is where the big money is. It's $20 million guaranteed. They're currently over 9,000 entries, about 37% ahead of pace from last year. I fully expect them to blow past that 20,000 mark, probably get close to 25,000 entries. So we might be looking at 25 million in that pool. The Circa Millions, as I had mentioned earlier, it's 18 weeks of guaranteed entertainment. You got a chance every quarter to win something. It's $6 million guaranteed. The entry fee for both contests is $1,000. And, with the use of a proxy like ourselves, you come to Vegas to one time each year to sign up for the contest, then you can play from anywhere. We have clients from all over the country. And basically, I was a former player, so I always think like a former player and try to provide any sort of amenity or convenience to players that, we possibly can to make their experience, as easy as possible for them.
Yeah, Brad, he usually buys you a beer while you're signing up for the contest there, and then you get your hat and you get signed up. And then I believe, Tom, you were telling me every year they've done this, what year is this now?
This is year 13 for us.
Year 13, I believe you said every year you've had at least a winner or a guy that tied for the win. You've had some sort of payout. One of your guys end up winning this thing, And I tell you what, Brad Bedell is ready to make it 14 in a row this year.
Let's see. So the Survivor is only 7 years going, but I started out at the Hilton beforehand. But every year in the Survivor, we've had people cash or, make it all the way to the end. For Brad, I'm not as hopeful for you, having read your team name from last year about I hope to make it to week 2. You do realize that at least puts you 18 years out from any potential win. So you might need a new team name.
Yeah, I think we also loved his interview on the VSiN show, correct?
Oh, for sure. That's where I got the old team name, because he said it on the show. And I know you're a big guy, Brad, and you actually look good on the camera, but you were scaring me with your hands coming out like this. They were like, I felt like I was going to get hit or something. Your little gesturing, I was like, wow.
Fires me up to be a part of it.
That's why we love Brad. That's why we love Brad. All right, Tom, we appreciate it. I'm not sure if you can even still hear Brad, so but
I heard him laughing.
You coming
That's all
on
I got out of
next
Brad.
week. We'll be down there next week, contest weekend, and looking forward to seeing you and get a few more entries signed up. We just found out yesterday, another guy told me that he was heading down. I said, well, you got to use my guy Tom, so I'm going to get you guys in the group text or connect you so we can set up a time on Thursday, and we're going to keep sending people your way. Vegas Football Proxy, again, they can check vegasfootballproxy.com, and it's 100% legal, and it's your way to get signed up. And like you said, if you can't make it down next week for the contest weekend, reach out to me and we'll connect you with somebody that is and try to still get you signed up in this contest and get you set up through Tom. And it's a very easy process and takes about 10 minutes, like I said, and you get the cool hat here that I'm wearing, and then you're alive for 20 million. So we appreciate you jumping on, Tom, and we're looking forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you.
See ya.
There he is, Tom Carroll. Brad, Tom's a good dude, and we're glad that we're connected with him here at BNN, and always fun seeing him for contest weekend.
No doubt. He's a great guy. And, like he said, he's a lifesaver. And if anybody has any apprehension about doing this, Tom's awesome. And I guarantee this, the whole portal thing, and you guys heard that, he will put your picks in if you're not very computer savvy. Yep. That's the one thing, is not everybody's computer savvy. So don't let that hamper you. Sign up, put it in. He's awesome.
It's pretty easy. And you're not the only one, Brad, that's gotten the text at 11 a.m. on a Saturday saying they still need your pick in the next hour or whatever.
Yeah, and not to mention, like Thanksgiving, he's not at home doing Thanksgiving. He's at Circa putting in orders because you got to treat that as a week. Same thing with Christmas.
Yep.
And so he's awesome. So if you have any apprehension, you just talk to the man. They'll take care of you. And it's a lot of fun. And I made it past week 1 last year. Now I just got to get past week 3 this year.
Well, that group entry we had was great, seeing George Solani get his first career touchdown, but we didn't like that it came when we had the Seahawks or the Steelers in Survivor.
How about the other? I got a new name. It may involve Tom. Just talk all that smack.
Please, whether you're going to use it or not, have it ready when you see him next week. I got to be there for that.
Right. Son of a gun.
Well, Brad, we appreciate it, man. Looking forward to next week. Hopefully we can get you on next week before we head down, but you're going to be joining us Friday. We're going to have Rid on Thursday's show, and then Friday, maybe both you guys together, Friday morning. We have Nathan going down as well, so that he's going to do Thursday with Rid and I, and then we'll see about Friday. I don't know if I have 4 mics we can set up. Maybe we do, but either way, we're going to have a full couple of days down there and get folks signed up for the contest, talk a lot of Boise State football. We'll get Derek Stevens, the owner, on. We'll get Mike Palm on, one of the presidents, and maybe talk some betting odds when it comes to Pac-12 and CFP and Boise State's over-under for win totals. We'll get into all that while we're down there. So be a fun trip next week, but obviously scrimmage 2 on Saturday is kind of the focus. No practice today, by the way. They were, or at least nothing open to the media, but they were back-to-back in full pads and then shells out on the last 2 days out on the field. So no media practice today or no media availability tomorrow. We'll have practice and interviews and things, and then scrimmage 2 on Saturday. And then I believe Sunday, or maybe after, they kind of changed with Spencer now. Saturday, they do the hike up Table Rock after the second scrimmage right away to put a little extra heat on them instead of waiting until Sunday morning. So maybe they'll do it Saturday, maybe Sunday. They'll have the official. It's kind of weird. I was saying this yesterday, Brad. It's not as symbolic, I guess, when you're climbing up the mountain when you're no longer winning the Mountain West when you're in the Pac-12. But they'll still hike up Table Rock and officially end the fall camp. And then the bonus week, they get in kind of the bonus week next Monday. That's kind of a simulated game week to get ready for game week, correct?
Correct. Game plan will start being done this week. Then they'll try some things out in bonus week, see what they like, see what they don't. And then they really try to get that done so you can utilize Saturday. I don't know if they're doing the Fan Fest. I don't know.
They don't have that this year, no.
It's a blessing. And so, yeah, you want to get it done as quick as possible. More reps.
But you're saying after Saturday, the depth chart's done, and they decide the scout team and all that after Saturday.
Probably, yeah, because they'll have one or two. It won't be all scout. It'll be a lot of good on good. But they've probably worked on Oregon all summer. So you try to work on your top 3 opponents over the course of the summer. But now it's reverting back to Oregon after Saturday. It's 100% Oregon. And so you get two good weeks of solid prep with the game plan. So third down twice, maybe 3 times, red zone. So it's multiple opportunities.
This guy here is willing to split an entry with somebody at Circa. He'll cover 500 if somebody else wants to cover the other 500. I'm down to do it. So email me. And then if you're interested in also, if this gentleman could email me, that'd be great. And then if anybody else wants to do split the half with this guy, we can help get you signed up down there at Circa next week. So reach out to us if you're interested. If you can't make it, yeah, we're happy to help sign you up and help Tom and help Circa. I'm looking forward to it. So Brad, thanks. Appreciate you. We'll talk to you next week, and we will talk to Spencer on Saturday. So we'll have more info on the scrimmage too and the depth chart and all that. And we're, believe it or not, we're 17 days, I think 18 days from the season opener. And next Saturday, while we're at Vegas, while we're at Circa, like UNLV is having a home game next Saturday against Memphis. Memphis is at UNLV in week 0 next weekend while we are at Circa. So I don't know if you have any interest in going over to Allegiant Stadium and watching UNLV in Memphis, but all right, I didn't think you would. 9 a.m. though. 9 a.m. Can you be out at the pool on Saturday by 9 a.m.? Last year it took you till about halftime to make it out there. But 9 a.m. that is the game over. Is it Ireland this year, or where's the game this year? I think it's is it North Carolina and TCU?
The Fighting Avaloses versus North Carolina.
9 a.m. at the pool at Circa. We'll see you there on Saturday morning.
No, you won't. I'll watch it from my room.
All right. Well, we'll see you out there at some point.
On the big screen.
Yes. That is. I can't wait to get down there. Brad, appreciate it. The season will be here before we know it, and appreciate you at your other day job for giving up your time here to make it happen. We'll talk to you next week.
Absolutely. We'll talk to you guys soon.
There he is, the great Brad Bedell. You never know what you're going to get from Brad. We appreciate him for always coming on. Great insight, and love having Brad on. I hope you guys appreciate what Brad brings to the table when it comes to his insight and his wittiness, and he's just a really good dude. And so we appreciate Brad for always coming on and giving up his time. He doesn't need to do this. It ain't about the money for him, and it's not that much money to begin with. So we appreciate Brad for making it happen, and I hope you guys enjoy it whenever Brad's able to come on. So have a great rest of your day. Let me know if you're interested in the Circa contest. Appreciate you guys. Go check out BroncoNationNews.com. Lots of great content and stories on there. Go sign up. 60% off right now, $4.67 a month. Using the VIP membership there for the annual subscription deal or promo we're running right now. So at a minimum, give us a like or a subscription here on YouTube on the way out. Help us get to 8,000. Tell your friends. Have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Bronco Nation News. Bronco Nation News.